Ah, the good old days when you could get together with friends for a LAN party and battle across Blood Gulch, maybe Sidewinder if you were crazy. Who knows, maybe it was Halo 2 days and you were busy trying to carry that rocket launcher all the way across Zanzibar. Well, folks, we're here to tell you the good old days are no more when it comes to Microsoft and Halo. Big changes are here, and it's all crazy DEI woke nonsense that is ending any ability for Microsoft to achieve a killing spree. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video here on the Pro Channel. It is of excellence as always. It's the only quality we know how to do. Like the Master Chief of yore, we are here to burst forth through the grunts of the Covenant and bring you the news you need to know. Today it's all sad, unfortunately, but you still need to know it. It's about Microsoft and what they're doing to our poor Spartans. Sorry, John. Sorry to everybody involved. We're going to need Sarge to save the day now. Out of thatparkplace.com, Microsoft rebrands Halo developer 343 Industries to Halo Studios, announces multiple new projects are in development, and claims they are changing the recipe for new Halo games. The recipe should be Blood Gulch and capture the flag with Warthogs, red versus blue. I don't know what is so difficult about this.
Yeah, Microsoft red versus blue was great. Rooster Teeth was awesome. And then they self-destroyed.
343 Industries to Halo Studios while announcing multiple new Halo projects and claiming they are changing the recipe for the future of the franchise. It says, in a post to X, the official Halo account shared, "A new dawn. We're entering the next chapter of the franchise and changing the recipe for how we make Halo games. Go behind the scenes with Project Foundry to explore the creative potential of Halo in Unreal Engine 5. Blah, 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 blah. In a YouTube video announcing the rebrand as well as the new game, it provided more details on Project Foundry with the game's lead FX artist, Daniel Henley, sharing, "The Foundry project was an effort to show ourselves how far we can push things using Unreal 5. I remember a day, and is that, what's the name of the map from Halo 3?
Blood
Valhalla.
Gulch?
Is that? No, this is Valhalla. I think that's Valhalla, which is basically a redo of Blood Gulch. So now they're redoing a redo. I think that's Valhalla, perhaps. The original Halo franchise was a graphic showcase. It was best in class. That was Halo when it was first released, and that's what Halo needs to be again. Again, I remember when they made their own engine. The spirit of Halo is more than just visuals. It's the lore. It's the physics. Playing as the Chief, you're this huge tank of a soldier. It's the way he moves, he feels. We're all obsessed about our players and how they love Halo. We're constantly listening to the feedback, and that's at the core of any initiative like Foundry or any intention that the studio has about how we move forwards. Now, I will just say, as we scroll down a little bit, that there have been some issues with this. It says, well, this is the image of a rainbow, and there are some other colors also with the rainbow. It's not Skittles, it's Master Chief of every single color type there is. And there's been someone who was hired to lead the studio. We'll pull that up in just a second. But let me get your thoughts, panel, as I get that ready, about who is taking over Halo. Savvy, I think you've got some commentary on that. You want to take the lead for it?
Yeah, so this is Bridge in action. Microsoft earlier this summer announced that they were doing away with some of the DEI departments, and we saw a bunch of people getting fired. But this shift, along with the rebranding of the name, is actually the final kiss of death. This is where we see Halo truly peak in all that is cringe and lack of quality. And the reason for that, the people who are... Obviously, Twitter kind of blew up from Kabrutus's post a little bit, and then people trying to say, "Oh, you're being racist," just paying attention to her skin color, instead of the fact that this individual has nothing to do with games. So this is Bridge in action. This is what I was talking about earlier with the concepts of DEI and Bridge being incorporated into the job at the position, which nullifies the need for an entire department. So she says Melissa went on to complete her PhD in social psychology and public health from Columbia University. Basically, all that is one of the most useless, easy to get degrees possible. People who actually go on to become psychologists and sociologists and basically anybody who actually does anything useful, this is who people make fun of. To claim that she's got a PhD in this, like this somehow elevates her, is just somebody who's wasted an astronomical amount of money. She has provided nothing of value to the world through this.
But she's over what was 343 Studios now, right? That's part of This roll up.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just read
So
what
this is who they're hiring to put in charge of the Halo franchise. An individual who has nothing to do with video games.
Okay, so she's the head,
Yeah.
she's the head of the entire studio. Let me just read for the audience because the words are a little bit small on the screen. Let me read what she knows about, okay? So, you would not hire, we love plumbers. You wouldn't hire a plumber to be the head of the studio that makes Halo games, right? It's just a different job. We love plumbers, but they're not the person for that. Here's what she's good at.
Maybe she was an Italian plumber.
Maybe so. Whoa! It says her research in public health focused on how people's social interactions influence their risk for HIV and substance abuse, particularly with African Americans and Latin X folks. And remember, I, as a Spanish speaker, despise that word because it is a colonization of Spanish. LGBTQ plus people and women, but also how these people's personal resilience could be developed and supported to help them avoid poor health outcomes. Melissa did a stint conducting market research in video games, which was so much fun it inspired her to make the leap to the games world. Melissa manages research across several Xbox franchises and experiences, including Ninja Theory, Compulsion Games, Double Fine Studios, and the Xbox Store. She also leads research in diversity, inclusion, and accessibility across Xbox's games and experiences, with a focus on making Xbox a place where everyone has fun. This is a woman who her career was identifying social interactions and how that puts minorities, aka not white dudes, at risk for AIDS and drugs. And now somehow that qualified her to be the head of making Halo. This is the biggest disaster in the making I've ever seen.
Yeah. But this is what Bridge is. This is the next stint of that. So they do away with the DEI departments because they don't need it anymore. And they bring people into the positions of power baked into that concept. She is absolutely going to tank that entire studio. They will not make it to the release of whatever the next thing is.
Savvy, this is the destruction of hundreds or thousands of people's jobs by putting her there.
Yes. Absolutely.
Right. It's like putting an 80-year-old woman in who's 5 foot tall and is the quarterback of an NFL team. You're gonna wipe her out and kill everybody else on the team.
If you even go to that third paragraph, they don't even bring up Halo. This is insane to me. In her free time, Melissa enjoys games of all kind. A video, board, card, and tabletop. It doesn't say anything about her obsession with Halo. It doesn't say how many hours she spent playing the Halo game.
She has no idea what she's doing, right?
Exactly.
This is someone who's never been in a kitchen asked to go in there and make a baked Alaska.
Exactly this. And so these are the poor leadership choices that I always bring back to. And the only reason why she's got this position is because of ESG, to lower the risk factors. So that way they can get investors and continue doing whatever garbage bullpucky that they want to do. It is insane and the biggest waste of time. It's fine that they want to do this. It's completely fine that they're going to say whatever they want to say and they're going to call people racist. They're going to call people bigots for pointing it out. But when the product tanks and Microsoft has to inevitably shut it down or hopefully sell it off to somebody who does care, they'll have no one to blame but themselves, because you cannot guilt people into buying a bad product. It has never worked in any single industry, and I don't know why they think it will work now. They think they can take advantage of gamers, and gamers are the least forgiving people in the entire world when it comes to mucking up their entertainment.
Right. She can tell you how some social media platforms might influence particular minorities to be engaged in inappropriate activities that can result in AIDS. If you asked her what her thoughts are on dual wielding versus main weapons and whether dual wielding should come back, she'll blink at you because she doesn't even know what those words mean. She has no place at the top of a studio making games.
Well, look, this is, I'm gonna make one argument, and it's superficial, and it really does break down how you can tell somebody's a narcissist. You look at their hair, the haircut and the hair color is ideology as, a uniform.
Man. Culture. We were about to make the same comment. It's not her race; it's the hair.
Yeah,
and that saddens me as somebody who used to dye her hair, because hair is just art to me. Like there was a sweet spot between like 2007 and 2013 where art could be expressed in the hair. There were so many talented people doing incredible things, but now that is synonymous with these insane people. And that's so frustrating to someone like me, because I love art in all forms. From look
I
at
love
you, you're
hair.
gorgeous.
I love hair. Okay,
most
so
stunning and
you're
brave
in
thing I've
my
ever
Gorgeous
seen.
wheelhouse.
mane.
The most
Yeah.
stunning and brave thing I've ever seen is that man was wearing a baseball cap, and he took off the cap without even wondering, do I have hat hair? He just knew he could do it. He knew the locks were in place.
Well, I'm just saying that I love hair. So, Savvy, when you're talking about it, the fact that hair can be an expression of self, it certainly can, right? And I'm very proud of my hair, right? For the very reason that I grow it and donate it every year and a half or so, right? So it's important to me in that way. But it doesn't define me. It's not my outward characteristic that I want, and I want everybody else to like know my politics, my ideology, everything that is centered around me.
It's not right. It's not an identity statement. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Hair as art, wonderful. Hair as propaganda, not cool. And by the way, I hope that someone out there, one of you out there, you tech savvy people, please clip where Culture says I love hair. I just need that clip. Send it to me. We're going to put Steve Carell saying I love lamp and then Culture saying I love hair. It'll be the greatest thing on the internet.
Fantastic.
Jonas, Marvin, final words on this.
Well, I mean, look, it's Halo, right? Like at the end of the day. So when I first saw this, you know, I saw Cabrutus's post, and I didn't want to jump onto the whole thing of like, oh, rainbow flag, that's going to mean bad things for, you know, but then like I really thought about it. I'm like, it's Halo. Is there anything more masculine than Halo? It's just a testosterone fueled. I mean, Halo is hanging out with your buddies on a Friday night. There's pizza, there's Mountain Dew, there's Red Bull, and there's lots of trash talk going on. And this is the person that you put in charge of that franchise. This is the person that's supposed to connect with the core audience of Halo. And if you try to soften Halo, you're gonna not pick up the people who you know aren't playing it, because their decisions about their thoughts on Halo are already made up. But if you do that, you're also going to alienate the people that already liked it. So it's a lose-lose situation.
Well,
this goes a step further, though, into the type of people that they hire. So a couple of months ago, I think it was, I was the first one to actually break that one of the designers on the team said that he didn't like making weapons based off of modern military equipment because he didn't like guns.
Stop. Oh, no.
Yeah, no. So that's who they have hired there. Somebody who's super sensitive. You can slaughter people. You can cut off somebody's head and perform terrible acts of violence. Just don't do it with a modern gun.
Well, look at the terminology: warthog, Spartan. Like these are like such masculine terminology. I don't know.
There's a reason that he was military gray. I mean, if this series started today and all of the Spartans were rainbow colored, it would be a completely different game. But we're in like season 9 of Roseanne territory right here. You know, where we go from working class family somewhere in the Midwest to Rosambo taking out terrorists on a train, kind of thing. This is so far deviated from what actually appealed to audiences that anyone holding on at this point is just holding on out of habit, and it is the audience being taken for granted yet again. So I don't know. They like the trappings of all these cool butch militaristic stereotypes here, but they want to inject all of this into it. And what they think they will do is change the audience or attract a new audience, but all it does is repel the audience that's there. Bright colors in nature tend to be a warning sign to people. And I think that there's something to be said for that in this situation as well.
I worry now that they will finally bring back the Halo 1 pistol, but it's going to fire rainbow-colored rubber bullets. And put another one in the can, folks. A video of excellence has been birthed into existence, and you were there to witness it. Thank you for participating. We hope you had a good time. Folks, it's a great time anytime we get to share time with you, and we mean it. The only thing additional we ask, on the way out the door, consider clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it and stick it to those pesky algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. And oh, by the way, if you would be so kind, perhaps share this out on your favorite social media platforms. Folks, we've got all kinds of content coming your way. If you are interested in going even beyond all of that, well, there's a Pro Store, and you can always find those items directly below the video you're watching. The Pro Store, it's a cool place to check out for items that, well, definitely Disney and the rest are not going to sell you, but we're happy to do so. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.